A TikToker threw hot coffee at a waitress to humiliate her for views. He didn't know 10 Hell's Angels were sitting in the back booth, and he had no idea she was the widow of a man killed by someone just like him. Before we get started, drop your city or country in the comments. Let's see how far the Brotherhood travels. It was 11:47 p.m. at May's Diner on Route 9. Rain hammered the windows. The neon sign flickered. Open 24 hours. Sarah Hayes was wiping down tables. 34 years old, single mom. Her husband died 3 years ago. Drunk driver. The driver was live streaming when he hit Michael's car head-on. 50,000 people watched Michael Hayes bleed out. The comments made jokes. Sarah worked 3 jobs now, raising their daughter Emily alone. Tonight was the graveyard shift. Extra $1.50 an hour. She needed every penny. That's when they walked in 2 guys, early 20s. Designer hoodies. Phones already out and recording. Yo, what's up, fam? The first one said into his camera. We're at this trash diner in nowhere, America. Let's see how bad the service is. His name was Brandon. Full name? Michael Brandon Hayes, 800,000 TikTok followers. Known for humiliating service workers for content. He had no idea what his name meant. Not yet. His friend Marcus filmed from another angle. Both phones recording. Live stream active. 12,000 people watching. They sat by the window, phones propped up on the ketchup bottles. Sarah walked over with 2 menus, smiled even though her feet were killing her. Welcome to May's, gentlemen. I'm Sarah, what can I get you? Brandon didn't look up. We've been sitting here for 2 whole minutes. Where's the service? Sarah's smile faltered slightly. I apologize, sir. Can I start you with coffee? Yeah, let's see if you can even do that right. Marcus laughed. What they didn't know was that 10 men sat in the back corner booth. Leather vests, patches that read, Hell's Angels, Nomads Chapter. Monthly meeting, coffee and pie. They'd been there an hour. The club president was Cole Walker. Everyone called him Grim. 52 years old, gray beard, blue eyes like ice, former Marine, Iraq War veteran. Grim was watching Sarah. He always noticed people who worked hard, reminded him of his mother who raised 3 kids alone. Sarah brought 2 coffees back, hands shaking slightly. She'd dealt with rude customers before, but something about these guys made her uneasy. Here you go. Fresh brewed. Careful, it's hot. Brandon took 1 sip, made a disgusted face, spit it back into the cup. Yo, chat, this coffee is ice cold. This waitress can't even make coffee. Sarah went pale. I just brewed it, sir. I promise it's... You calling me a liar? Brandon stood up. You saying I'm lying to my 800,000 followers? No, sir, I just meant... This is the worst service ever, Marcus said. Look at her apron, nasty. Sarah looked down. There was a small stain from earlier. She'd been meaning to change it. What else you gonna mess up tonight? Brandon sneered. Probably gonna poison our food too. I can make fresh coffee. Nah. Brandon picked up the cup, still half full, still steaming hot. He threw it. The cup hit Sarah in the chest. Hot coffee exploded across her uniform. She gasped and stumbled backward. The liquid burned through her shirt. She started crying. Please, please don't. The livestream chat exploded. Laughing emojis. Fire reactions. Yeah, we just made her go viral. Brandon shouted. Marcus was dying laughing. That was insane, bro. Sarah was shaking, trying to wipe the coffee off. Her chest was bright red from the burn. Tears streaming down her face. I'm sorry, she sobbed. I'll clean it up. Please just... Brandon looked at his phone. Chat going crazy right now. That's when Sarah's phone buzzed. She pulled it out with trembling hands. Text from Emily. Mommy, are you okay? Why did he throw coffee? Sarah's face went white. Her baby was watching. Her 8-year-old daughter was watching this live stream. Emily? Sarah whispered. No, baby, please turn it off. Brandon saw the phone. Snatched it from her hands. Read the text out loud. Mommy, are you okay? He laughed. Oh shit, her kid is watching this. He held Sarah's phone up to his camera. Yo, Emily. Your mom sucks at her job. Marcus zoomed in. Wave to mommy, Emily. Sarah lunged for her phone. Give it back. She's 8 years old. Brandon shoved her back. Nah, this is gold content. The chat was going insane. Dude, that's messed up. Her kid is watching? This isn't funny anymore, but Brandon didn't care. He was high on the views. The adrenaline. The power. Sorry, Emily, but your mom should have made better life choices. In the back booth, 10 chairs scraped against the floor. 10 men stood up in perfect unison. Boots hit the ground like thunder. The patches on their vests caught the light. Hell's Angels Nomads chapter. Grimm's voice cut through the diner like a blade. Enough. The word hung in the air. Brandon and Marcus froze. Turned around slowly. 10 massive men in leather vests were walking toward them. Not running, walking. Slow. Deliberate. Like wolves who knew their prey had nowhere to go. Brandon's smile disappeared. Yo, chill, man. It's just a prank. It's content. Grimm kept walking. Didn't say a word. Just walked. The other bikers fanned out, surrounding the booth. Their names were stitched on their vests. Hammer, Snake, Razor, Diesel, Ghost, Axe, Knuckles, Wrench, Bull. They formed a wall of leather and muscle. Brandon tried to laugh. Look, we do this for TikTok. Nobody actually got hurt. Grimm stopped at the booth. Looked down at Brandon. Then at Sarah's red-burned chest. You sure about that? His voice was quiet. Deadly quiet. Marcus backed up. It's just for views, old man. You wouldn't understand, old man. Hammer stepped forward. He was 6'5" and built like a tank. You just assaulted a woman on camera. Assault? No, it's just... Brandon stammered. You threw a hot beverage at her, Snake said. That's assault and battery. Brandon's face went white. We didn't mean... Grimm held up Sarah's phone. Still unlocked. Emily's text visible. You did this while her 8-year-old daughter watched. You mocked that child by name. He turned to Sarah. His voice softened. Ma'am, are you okay? Sarah was still crying, shaking. I'm fine. I don't want trouble. I need this job. The only trouble here walked in with a camera and no soul, Grimm said. He looked at her burn. Then at the coffee stain on her uniform. How much was their bill? Just the coffee. $14. Grimm pulled out his wallet. $500 bills. Set them on the counter. That's for you, not the register. You. Sarah stared at the money. I can't. You can. You will. Then Grimm turned back to Brandon. Show me your ID. What? Why? Show me your ID. Brandon's hand shook as he pulled out his driver's license. Grimm looked at it. His jaw tightened. He showed it to Sarah. Ma'am, what's your last name? Hayes. Sarah Hayes. Grimm pointed at the ID. Read the name. Sarah looked. Her face went completely white. She started shaking worse than before. Michael Brandon Hayes. Her voice was barely a whisper. My husband. His name was Michael Hayes. The diner went dead silent. He died 3 years ago. Sarah continued. Her voice was hollow now, empty. A drunk driver hit him head on. The driver was live streaming. 50,000 people watched my husband die. The comments made jokes while he bled out. Brandon's eyes went wide. I didn't know. You share his name, Sarah said. She wasn't crying anymore. Her voice was steel now. You share the name of the man who died because someone like you thought pain was entertainment. She stepped closer. Looked him dead in the eye. My husband's last words were caught on that live stream. He said, please stop filming and call 911. The driver laughed. My husband died while strangers made jokes in the comment section. Brandon was shaking now, crying. You threw coffee on me. That burned, but you did it in front of my daughter. The same daughter who watched me identify her father's body. The same daughter who still has nightmares about phones and cameras and live streams. Sarah held up her phone, showed Emily's texts. She's 8 years old. She just watched you hurt me. Now I have to go home and explain why people like you exist. Why the world is full of Michael Hayes who think cruelty is content. She turned to Grimm. Thank you for standing up. My husband had no one. But my daughter has you. Grimm's eyes were wet. He nodded once, then the diner phone rang. Everyone jumped. Sarah answered with shaking hands. May's diner. Emily's voice. Crying. Mommy, you didn't answer my texts. Are you okay? Should I call 911? Sarah broke down again. No, baby, I'm okay. Don't. Grimm gently took the phone. Emily? My name is Grimm. I'm a friend. Your mom is safe now, Emily sniffled. Promise? I promise. Bikers don't break promises. Okay. Your mom needs to work a little longer. Can you be brave for me? Yes, sir. Good girl. One more thing. Did you record what happened? Yes, on my tablet. Mommy taught me to record if something bad happens. Grim smiled. You did perfect, sweetheart. Can you send that video to your mommy's phone? Okay. Is mommy really okay? She's standing right here. We're taking care of her. Thank you, mister. You're welcome, brave girl. He hung up, looked at Brandon and Marcus. An 8-year-old just provided evidence of your assault. Unedited. Time-stamped. Showing everything. Brandon collapsed into the booth. Oh God. Oh God. Marcus was already trying to delete his videos, fumbling with his phone. Too late, Snake said. Already been screen recorded by about 1,000 people. Grim picked up Brandon's phone. The live stream was still running. 15,000 people watching now. He looked directly into the camera. To everyone watching right now. This is what happens when respect dies. He paused. When human dignity becomes content. Another pause. When someone's pain becomes your entertainment. He set the phone down, facing Brandon. Here's what happens next. You apologize, on camera, not for your brand, for her. Brandon was full-on sobbing now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Not to me, Grim said coldly. To her. Brandon turned to Sarah, tears and snot running down his face. Ms. Hayes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know about your husband, but that doesn't matter. I hurt you. I scared your daughter. That was wrong. I'm sorry. Marcus was crying too. We're both sorry. Really sorry. Sarah didn't respond. Just stared at them. Silent. The silence was worse than any words. Grim leaned down close to Brandon's ear, voice barely above a whisper. Every person you've hurt for content, you're gonna find them. Apologize, make it right. Brandon nodded frantically. Yes, sir. Because if I find out you didn't, I know where you live, I know what car you drive, and I have brothers in every state. I will. I promise. I will. Grim straightened up, looked at the other 9 bikers. Let's go, brothers. They walked out together, boots echoing, leather creaking. 10 Harleys started up outside. Low thunder under falling rain. They disappeared into the night. Sarah stood there holding $500, still crying. But different tears now. By sunrise, the internet exploded. Hell's Angels Defend Waitress from TikToker assault was everywhere. Every news site, every social media platform. Brandon and Marcus's accounts were flooded with rage. You're disgusting. I hope you get arrested. That waitress is a widow? Within 24 hours, TikTok permanently banned both accounts. Instagram followed. YouTube followed. Their sponsors dropped them immediately. The energy drink company that paid Brandon $5,000 a month sent a public statement condemning his actions. Brandon's leased Audi got repossessed. Marcus had to move back with his parents, but something else happened. A GoFundMe appeared. Help Sarah Hayes, widow assaulted for content. Started by a local veteran. Goal $5,000 in 48 hours, $115,000. Sarah couldn't believe it. She broke down when she saw the number. For the first time in 3 years, she didn't have to choose between rent and groceries. 1 week later, 10 Harleys pulled into May's Diner parking lot. Sarah saw them through the window, rushed outside. Grim was carrying a wooden box, engraved beautiful. The words read, "The Iron Haven Fund for service workers who've lost everything by the Hell's Angels." What is this? Sarah asked. A promise, Grim said. Every month, this fund gives $1,000 to someone in service who's struggling. Nominated by their community. Sarah's hands covered her mouth. You did this? You inspired it. Your strength. Your grace. That's what deserves to go viral. He handed her a check. $115,000. We didn't do this for credit. We did it because it's right. That night, a new sign went up at May's Diner. Kindness served daily, protected by the Hell's Angels. 3 months later, Brandon posted a video. Not on TikTok. They'd banned him for life. YouTube. Simple video. 23,000 views. My name is Michael Brandon Hayes. 3 months ago, I threw hot coffee on a widow for content. His voice cracked. Her husband died because someone like me was live streaming instead of living. I hurt her. I traumatized her 8-year-old daughter. I thought it was funny. Tears rolled down his face. I was wrong. I got 90 days in jail for assault. In jail, I met someone. My cellmate, a 60-year-old man doing time for DUI manslaughter. Brandon wiped his eyes. He told me about the man he killed, Michael Hayes. Killed him 3 years ago while live streaming drunk. He told me about the widow, about the little girl in court holding her daddy's picture. His voice broke completely. I threw coffee at that widow. I mocked that little girl. I didn't know. But that's not an excuse. He looked straight into the camera. If you're watching this and you make content like I did, stop. Please. Every view you get costs someone their dignity. Every laugh costs someone their peace. I learned that too late. The video got shared everywhere. Not for entertainment. For education, keep in mind, sometimes karma doesn't wait. Sometimes it rides a Harley. 6 months after Brandon got out of jail, he did something no one expected. He walked into May's diner. Sarah was there. So were the Hells Angels. They came every Wednesday now. Monthly meeting moved to Sarah's diner. Brandon walked in. Everyone went tense. Hands moved toward weapons. Wait, Brandon said, hands up. Please, I'm not here to cause trouble. Grim stood up slowly. You got 30 seconds, Ms. Hayes. Brandon's voice shook. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I met someone in jail. Someone who destroyed your life before I tried to finish the job. Sarah's eyes narrowed. Who? The man who killed your husband. He's my cellmate, was. He got released last week. Sarah's hand went to her throat. Why are you telling me this? Brandon pulled out an envelope. Hands shaking. He asked me to give you this. He's been sober 3 years. He's trying to make amends. This is part of it. Inside the envelope, a letter of apology, handwritten. 6 pages, $5,000 in cash. Every penny he earned in prison work detail, and a drawing, crayon, stick figures. A little girl holding her daddy's hand, Sarah's drawing, from the trial. 3 years ago, Emily had drawn it in court. He kept this. Sarah's voice broke. He looks at it every day. Says it's the only thing that keeps him from forgetting what he destroyed. Sarah was crying now, not from pain, from something else. Something like closure. He wanted me to tell you, I'm sorry will never be enough. But I'm trying, one day at a time. Brandon wiped his eyes. And I'm trying too. I want to earn forgiveness. The way he's trying to. Is there anything I can do? Sarah looked at Grim. Grim looked at the other bikers. They nodded. Sarah turned back to Brandon. You want forgiveness? Earn it. Start by working. Anything. May's diner needs a dishwasher. Minimum wage. No cameras. No phones during shifts. Just work. Brandon's eyes went wide. You'd hire me? I'd give you a chance. One chance. My husband believed in second chances. So do I. Grim stepped forward. But if you mess up once, you answer to us. Brandon nodded frantically. I won't, I promise. I won't. 1 year later, everything changed. Sarah bought May's diner using the GoFundMe money and her husband's life insurance. She renamed it Michael's Haven, in memory of Michael Hayes. USN photos of Michael in his Navy uniform lined the walls. His Purple Heart in a frame by the register, a plaque by the door. Where second chances are served daily. Brandon still worked there. Dishwasher, 1 year clean. No social media. No cameras. He volunteered at Mad Now, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. He told Sarah's story to high schoolers. Warned them about the cost of chasing views. Emily, now 9, wasn't scared of cameras anymore. She started a YouTube channel, Emily's Kindness Project. She interviewed people who'd been hurt by viral cruelty and the people who helped them heal. Her first interview was Grim, her second was her mom, her third was Brandon. The video was titled, The Man Who Hurt My Mom and How He Changed. It got 60 million views, not because it was drama, because it was real, because it was hope. The Hells Angels still meet at Michael's Haven every Wednesday. Sarah still pours their coffee, never charges them. Grim still leaves a $50 tip every single time, and every time Sarah pours that coffee, she remembers the night 10 strangers became her family. The night she learned that kindness might not trend, but it echoes forever. Brandon works in that kitchen every day, washing dishes, staying quiet, earning his redemption one plate at a time. The drunk driver who killed Michael Hayes wrote to Sarah every month from prison. She never responded. Until month 36, she wrote back, I forgive you. Not for you, for me. So I can finally let go. He cried for 3 hours when he got that letter. Emily visits that memorial wall now, the one where her dad's name is carved. She brings flowers every year. Grim and the Hells Angels ride with her, protect her, honor her father, because that's what brothers do. That's what the Hells Angels do. They don't forget. They don't forgive easily, but when someone earns it, they become family forever. The Brotherhood is always watching, always remembering. Don't mess with waitresses. Don't mock the grieving. Don't chase views over humanity, and definitely don't throw coffee at a widow when 10 Hells Angels are having their monthly meeting. Because kindness doesn't trend, but it echoes longer than cruelty ever will. Remember, behind every screen is a human being. Behind every view is someone's pain. Behind every laugh is someone's tears. The Hells Angels remember that. Sarah remembers that. Emily remembers that. And now, so does Michael Brandon Hayes. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., 10 Harleys pull into Michael's haven. Sarah pours the coffee. Emily does her homework at the counter. Brandon washes dishes in the back. And somewhere, Michael Hayes is smiling, because his name finally means something again.
If you believe respect still rides, subscribe. If you believe in protectors, share this story. Kindness doesn't trend, but it lasts.